What's up, guys? Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be cool. Appreciate you stopping by. I'm sad. Calais Campbell is going to the Arizona Cardinals. Signs for $5.5 million, a deal that could get up to $7.5 million, according to Adam Schefter. And he gets the storybook ending, it seems like. I think anybody who's not a Miami Dolphins fan probably feels good for Calais Campbell because, I mean, just an absolute gem of a dude. And he gets to go and finish it off where it all began. And he posted on Instagram today, what a story it would be. Started my career with a bang. Now it's time to finish it with a bang. Back home where it first began. And I want to be like genuinely happy for him for the Goosies, but I'm sad. And I got to be honest with you. It really it dawned on me today. And mind you, we'll give some reprieve on whatever the draft may bring. But this offseason's kind of been a disaster for the Miami Dolphins. Let's be real about it. There really hasn't been any market improvement anywhere on this team. It has all been question marks, what ifs, or subtractions. And I'm not feeling great about it. It feels very much like a regime going into a lame duck year. It feels like ownership has basically told them, hey, we're not letting you spend that kind of cheese. We're not doing anything of big-time investments. We're not restructuring Tua's contract. Good luck. This is your last chance. And there's part of me that's like, you know what? That's probably what the regime deserves, is a one last chance, but you're not going to get every resource to burn it to the ground. And for people who are going to be here in the ultimate positive scope, and I may look like an idiot because Calais Campbell is going to be 39 years old. But the Miami Dolphins have left, we have talked about this trench gap that the Miami Dolphins have been dealing with on both sides of the football. They get smacked around left and right. And you have the one guy who you needed to probably bring back alongside Zach Sealer, who you actually can say those guys are intimidating trench players, and they make a marked difference into what Miami can do when it comes to winning those battles, no matter the conditions. And to not bring back Calais Campbell, and it sounds like, based on reports, I saw Omar say it was like, I think he said it was $2 million under this offer. I saw others that they only offered him $2 million. I saw rumors on Twitter about that. And I'm just like, you guys cheaped out on him after he went out there and played so over. You got him at such a bargain. And what he's asking for is not a wallop of money. And you're just going to let him go? And your hope is what? Like Mike McDaniel sounded yesterday like he had a little confidence that Calais was coming back, but maybe that was just a brave poker face. And they say that they got plans, and maybe they're going to draft somebody, and then some rookie will step in here, and I look like a dope. So I'll leave room for error because maybe they'll fix it in the draft. But there's so many holes that you see that seem like they need to be fixed by draft picks, and we're just going to assume that this GM who pisses away second rounders willy-nilly is just going to go and hit for the cycle this upcoming draft. I don't know, dude. I mean, you got to put a big heap and leap of faith on a man who seems like he's going into a year where his seat is not just hot, but it is boiling hot. It is cooking. And his big acquisition this year is a guard coming off an Achilles tear. Like, that's the one we write home the most about. I mean, like, address the line. You brought back Eichenberg, which, yeah, everybody tells me he's not going to play. But let me tell you something. He's going to play. He's going to play. He's just going to find his way back into our life because they're going to be sitting there in that war room. There's going to be a run-on lineman, and then they're going to take somebody else, maybe a defensive lineman, maybe a cornerback. Not things they don't need. Not things they don't need. They need a cornerback because you can't trust Cam Smith. Right? Like, that's my only thought with all this stuff is like, all right, Mike McDaniel was talking about development the other day, and he's like, oh, it's got to come internally. I'm like, all right, well, that's going to come from Cam Smith, right? Like, you guys are going to trust him to be your starting cornerback. That's why you're going the direction you are. Like, I got to assume, and then you're going to draft a defensive tackle and hopefully find a guard somewhere in the third. I would guess that's like the ideal scenario for the Dolphins, but it's a lot of hope, wings, and prayers, dude. And not that you can't come up with guys who are awesome that you don't expect to, and there can't be Cater Kohu stories or Storm Duck stories, or there can't be Calais Campbell stories. Like, Calais Campbell was basically like a Hail Mary that showed up and was able to plug up a little bit of something. I know they got Benito Jones coming back, but it just feels like what have the Dolphins fortified this offseason? Even with and not only have they not fortified, but even in the moves they can make, and I understand the Dolphins aren't in the best financial situation, so calm down. But even in the moves that they did make, okay, we knew that they had to address backup quarterback. They're going on a big what if. They're going on a guy who Mike McDaniel is thinking has the talent, but really hasn't been good. It's really a wing and a prayer. It's not a steady vet. It's a project. It's essentially a nurturing project to what Mike McDaniel was talking about. Mention the guard, comes off on the Achilles. Westbrook Akine, okay, you could say maybe wide receivers a little bit improved. But then also, we can't go 2 weeks without there being a Tyreek Hill story or Tyreek Hill drama or him trolling on Twitter or Drew Rosenhaus saying something or the coach saying something. And there's already been issues there. So I don't know, man. I want to look around here and I want to be optimistic about the offseason, and I don't want to be sitting here, calling the fight in April. Seems stupid. But man, losing Calais today, like, the Dolphins have now gone the last 2 years with Christian Wilkins and Zach Sealer playing an inordinate amount of snaps to basically hold the levy on their defensive line. And then they had a 38-year-old come in and play next to Zach Sealer and was amazing and made big impact plays and was a locker room leader and just an A-plus person to have on the team. And you're like, yeah, but we're only paying so much. Like, we're not going to break the bank on a 40-year-old. Okay, but what the hell is the plan, man? It genuinely is like the Dolphins are going at this thing, and they are trying to get up the Amazon River with, like, a paddleboard. Not even like any kind of boat with a motor. There's piranhas swimming all around, and they're and you better not have one of them inflatable paddle boards where they can pop it with their little teeth. That's what it feels like, man. It feels like the piranhas are on the Dolphins right now, gnawing at the meat, trying to get to the bone. And I'm just like, what is the move? You're just like, oh, nailed it. And what's the drama and the questions that are cleared up? I guess the hope is, hey, you're gonna have so much pass rush talent this year coming back with JP and Hope and Chubb and Chop making a leap and all that stuff, and Mo Kamara's gonna do something, and you're gonna have so many guys being able to get after the quarterback. Like, we won't need to go and get a lockdown corner because we got Jalen Ramsey. Maybe. But it feels, and then the whole thing, I have no idea if Teron Armstead, is Teron Armstead coming back? We don't know if he's coming back. Is he coming back as a backup? If he doesn't, then Patrick Paul's doing nothing. He's just going to sit for a year. You're not going to make him a guard. What are you going to do? Just the murkiness of this is all just really depressing. And I'm probably overreacting today because I am a huge Calais Campbell fan. I'm a Canes fan. I'm really sad to see him go. Happy for his storybook ending. He gets to bring it full circle. But genuinely, dude, what the are the Dolphins doing this offseason? Because right now it feels like a fortifiable disaster.